Two brothers debating, and you tell yourself, somebody really should have taken a look at what's going on in that house. We are talking about the problem in this debate, which is the fact that cases of abuse and neglect are only found out after they are done, and that does a horrible damage, and we will show why in this case we have a solution that will help stop these things, and will be also a good thing to do, which won't harm anyone very much in the process. What exactly are we going to do? Every time a new baby is born, social workers will go to that house. For a period of, say, about 2 months, they will have, let's say, visits more or less daily. They will spend time there. They will have surprise visits and so on and so on. If at the end of that time they think maybe this is not enough, maybe I have some suspicion, maybe I don't know, they can make that time longer and decide to stay there as much as needed until they are sure that everything is okay. But in any case, they won't be there 2 days, they will be there sometime, and will only stop when they are sure that everything is okay. What we need to say about this is also that if they want to take the child away, we are not changing the criteria today under law. We don't take children away from parents because they are not very good parents. We take them because they are either neglecting their parents or abusing their parents, but we are only having the people there in order to find that out early. If the social worker has suspicion, he can stay there longer. If he knows that something bad is going on, they can take it to court like they do today under law, and everything will be much better. Also, in that time, obviously, if they're doing something wrong, we expect the social worker to help them and tell them what they're doing wrong, and so on. That's the mechanism. Now, I will make 2 points in this debate as to why this is a good thing. First of all, we will actually find these abusive parents and neglecting parents and be able to stop them from abusing or neglecting their children. And the second one is that the timing is critical, that this is a huge change and worth the small harms it does in actually finding them much faster. And what is the first point about finding them? Before that, yes?
You're going to prevent cases of abuse and neglect, but then you're only going to take the kids after this already happened.
Yes, we think that we prevent 99.9% of the damage if as soon as something happens, we take the child away and we prevent that damage instead of leaving there for years until somebody finds out about it. We think we prevent the damage that is done in this case. Now, what do we need to do? First of all, we don't need to show that we will find all of the abusive or neglecting parents. We will find, we think, most of them. Obviously, some of them we won't be able to find them, and that's okay. If there will be less abusive parents, we are happy with our proposition. Now, why do people abuse their children? And in that, we will know whether we can find them or not. People do not abuse their children because they think, there's really no big harm in abusing my child. It's okay to neglect my child. So as long as the social worker is here, I'll just pretend everything is nice, and as soon as he leaves, I'll go on abusing and neglecting like I do. We simply think people don't look like that. Neglective or abusive parents are not like that in real life. They do, however, abuse or neglect for one of 2 reasons. The first one is that they do not know what they need to do. They do not understand what a child needs and what it is that their responsibilities. In these cases, one of 2 things happen. First of all, they won't be able to hide this because they don't know what they're supposed to do. And what will happen is either the social worker can teach them, can help them, can tell them, you're doing this wrong, you have to do this. This is something that if you don't give to your child, we will take the child away. And in this case, we actually prevent the harms from happening. We actually make sure the child can have a good life with his biological parents. But in the other ones, we will be able to find them. We will be able to see these people who don't know what they're supposed to do, who are not able to understand it, who aren't managing to learn. When we tell them, no, this is how you have to take care of a child, and we will be able to find these parents and take their children away. The second thing is people who cannot actually be good parents to their children. This may be because they have rage attacks that they don't control. This may be because they are depressed and cannot actually function well enough to take care of children. This can be because they are unable to juggle work and money and their children at the same time. These parents will obviously not be able to hide it for a long time, will not be able to look like everything is okay, and we will be able to see what they are doing, and we will be able to take their children away and help these children have a better life. Yes?
A 1-month-old baby, no parents can juggle. It takes time to get used to the child. It takes time to decide what you
want. And I expect that what you just told me, every social worker knows how hard it is, knows what we expect of parents. And again, we don't take people away for the parents not being very good parents. We take them if there is neglect or abuse, and we don't allow parents to do that, even if their child is 1 month old. And now, to my second point, why timing is so crucial. First of all, obviously, as early as we can take their child away, then there will be less damage, less time that he is abused, less time that he does not get what he has to do. But it is much more than that. In those cases, we take the child to a new family. We do something that is difficult for the child, and it is easier the earlier it is in their life. They do not remember the transition, which is difficult. They do not remember the understanding, and they do not understand why their parents are so problematic, what exactly happened there. We think a normative childhood is much more possible and much more easy to achieve if the child remembers his life only with his new family. But it's much stronger than that as well, because there are lots of parents lining up to adopt children under the age of a year, maybe 2 years, because those children are cute and new and have not been spoiled or tainted by their old parents. And children which are over that age do not find adopting families. Children over that age will not be able to go into a good adopting family and have such a great life as it is. And so if we find it early, we give them a better chance to have a good, caring family and not go into the houses where so many children are together and get horrible care, and we think that's much better for all these children. But notice, what is the harm of our proposition? We think in any case the right to parenthood isn't as strong, isn't as good as the right to not be abused and in that way. But this isn't even the right to parenthood that we're hurting. We are only inconveniencing the parents. We're only saying you have to accommodate these surprise visits. You have to let us stay for a little while. The harm to the parents is very, very small. And even if we do manage to help only 10% of the kids, we think that is much more important than inconveniencing a lot of parents, because that simply is not a great harm. So what did I tell you today? I told you we are not changing the criteria of which parents can have children. We are only making a mechanism to find that out early. We told you we will find most parents because they either don't understand or are unable to take good care of their children. And I told you that the timing is so critical because of the adoption issues, and that the harm to the parents is very small, so it is obviously worth it to do it. Thank you very much.